systems. It's a course based in smart energy systems. This basically deals with the role of renewable energies in terms of preventing climate actions for the climate actions. And as today we are talking, I mean, the previous colleagues now they have already established the fact that climate change is real and it's happening and why we need to be alarmed. But I would like to switch a little bit more on because it's Ozone Day. That's why I would like to switch more on this part. First, what is an ozone? What is an ozone layer, and why we are concerned about it? Why we are celebrating this Ozone Day? Ozone is the oxygen. We all know that we breathe in oxygen, and it's the same. Ozone is also a let's say a molecule of oxygen. The only difference is ozone has three atoms, whereas the oxygen that we breathe, the gas molecule that we breathe, it's of two atoms. So generally, what happens is when the oxygen it reaches the stratosphere, when it's around from around about 15 kilometers to 45 kilometers, when it reaches the stratosphere, because of the solar radiation, oxygen molecule, that is a O2 molecule, it gets broken into an oxygen atom. It's a O atom. So what happens is it forms O3. O2 plus O, it gives O3. That is an ozone. And why that forms an ozone layer? So it's like it keeps on forming and deforming. So ozone layer, it was always being formed and deformed. But what happened like about 50, 60, 70 years back is scientists noticed a different activity, which was sudden, which never occurred before. They saw that the ozone layer depleted and it created a hole in some regions of the in some parts of the world. So why are we talking about ozone? Why are we concerned about the hole in the ozone layer? It's because ozone layer is a protective blanket. I mean, we all require sunlight, but not all the warmth of the sunlight is necessary. The UV rays, the radioactive rays that comes from the sunlight is harmful to life, is harmful to plants, is harmful to living organisms in the earth. What ozone does is it protects our earth from these harmful rays. So if there is a hole in the ozone layer, there is no more protection. And what happens is we get damage, we get losses. The question is, why did that hole occur in that period of time and not before? Many studies and many research, what it has suggested is it's because of the massive use of chlorofluorocarbon. What is a chlorofluorocarbon and where do we use it? Where did people use at that time? It's basically must be used in the refrigerators, in our even at back at that time, it was also used in perfumes, aerosols, even asthma sprays. So what happens is because it's a chlorofluorocarbon, it means it has like chlorine, it has fluorine, and it has carbon. These chlorine and fluorine atoms, when they reach the stratosphere where ozone is formed, what do they do is they break this O3, that is ozone into oxygen atoms, and now it cannot form the ozone layer again. So this is what caused the depletion, and this is what caused the hole in the ozone layer. So when scientists realized that, okay, this is very harmful, they decided and they signed some treaties, Montreal Treaty Agreement, if I remember correctly, which said chlorofluorocarbons should be banned. It should not be used. And then scientists came up with some other chemical molecules that we use for everyday cooling, everyday heating purposes in our refrigerators. We started banning on this. Now the ozone is recovering, but still, why we are talking about this? This is because of the fact that in previous 5 to 10 years, what we have noticed is again the ozone depletion is increasing, and between the kind of studies that going on. Why did this happen, and how we can play a role to stop this? It came to know that there are still some manufacturing companies that use chlorofluorocarbons. Now we need to be careful about the refrigerators that we use, even when we dump our refrigerators. Why do I only talk about refrigerators? Is because mostly now the perfumes, the sprays, they don't use these kinds of harmful chemicals. They are almost already removed from the manufacturing industries. But still, because we are still using refrigerators that were manufactured 20, 25 years ago, or even 10, 15 years ago, we need to be careful about the ratings that they have been provided. Like when you see your refrigerator, they have a label saying it is CFC free, that is chlorofluorocarbon free, or HFC free, that is hydrofluorocarbon free. These kinds of refrigerator are environment. Let's say this does not damage our ozone layer. So we also need to be careful about how we dismantle our old refrigerators. Like when we want to discard our old refrigerator, we need to be careful that we do not leak the gases, we do not leak these harmful chemicals into the surrounding. So it's kind of like responsible recycling. We need to be careful about these things. All of these things, how it's related to the ozone, how it's related to climate change, maybe are maybe some of you are wondering, like some of us you of talked about the sea rise level, some talked about some pollution, some talked about the temperature rise, and now I'm talking about ozone. These all things are related, and these all things are related because we live in a nature and it has a cyclic process. Everything is interdependent. When there is a temperature rise, there is a rise in sea level. When there is a rise in sea level, it disturbs all our living cyclic processes. And why is there a temperature rise? It's because atmosphere, what happens is the heat along with the let's say along with the harmful rays are not protected, are not blocked, and they come directly to the earth's surface, and then people get infected. Our someone from the previously already said that skin cancer, it is one of the main causes. I mean, like when you have these harmful radiations coming into your body, it's one of the main causes of skin cancers. So in this day, like when we are celebrating, it's an ozone day, when we are celebrating some kinds of climate events, we need to be careful. The facts, there are already facts, already now there are very few who can deny that the climate change is real. I mean, if you see everywhere in the news, everywhere around you, you can see that climate change is real. But sometimes we reach into a situation where we say, what do I do? Don't I drive my car? Don't I go to work? Don't I build my house? No, it's like a general process. It's like a process of development, but we need to be careful on very smaller things. Like, do I switch off my light when I move out of my building? Do I use my refrigerator at a perfect temperature? Do I turn off my fan when I am leaving my room? These small things matter, and these make a difference. Do I make, okay, I'm aware about the situations that we need to be responsible about our use of energy, but am I able to say this to my neighbor, like someone who is not aware? Can I say them, please be conscious about these things because these things are harmful? In a personal level, what we can do is we can make ourselves aware, we can make ourselves responsible, and we can make others aware as well. So when we participate in climate actions, when we talk about climate changes and everything, most of the things are alarming. And if we see the present scenarios, if we see like, okay, government will make changes and we'll survive from the climate changes, it's not going to happen. We in an individual level need to be conscious of our energy use. We need to control ourselves. We need to be responsible so that that is how we'll help in saving the climate. Uh, I would like to have some questions later. And for now, I'm sorry I did not present any. I did not have a presentation slides to present. But yeah, this is all I have to say for now. I'll be happy to take any questions later. I would give back the mic to Iram again.
Okay, thank you, Nixon. Very nice. Very nicely you explained the actual reason. And the actual reason is now after listening Anuja and Kavita and Bhageshri, the actual reason is climate. The actual reason is rising temperature. The actual problem is rising temperature, and actual reason is emissions and greenhouse gases and CFC gases and refrigeration. Now we have some experts as well with us. तो अब
Yeah.
वो experts जो हैं they will definitely tell us कि अब करना क्या है. हमने discuss तो कर लिया कि जी ये problem है, ये problem है, ये problem है. Definitely, if there is so much problems around us, we are living in this region, Southeast Asia. Definitely, we have to solve these things all together. This is the time we have to think about that because Pakistan is almost all drawn. डूब गया है सारा Pakistan, right? And this is due to climate change, and people are not aware about climate change here. So we have to create the awareness, and so I want to have the expert view. And Anuja, please.
Let's invite Mr. Sheshadri. I will be presenting for him, Mr. Sheshadri.
Good evening. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Can you? I'm audible. Can you hear me?
Yes, you're audible.
Yes.
And
Okay.
I
Today in my talk, you can start.
I think your signal.
Slide.
I think maybe you can check your signal, your
Be
network.
going on.
You can check your network a little.
Oh,
Your
now
voice
okay?
is breaking.
I am
Your voice is breaking.
a little bit. I know that I am a little bit far off. I am at Chennai. But it will keep coming. I will speak very slow. Stand. Is fine?
Okay.
Is it fine? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Shall we all turn off our cameras? Maybe that will help.
You will have to turn
You
off
can
your
try it.
camera.
You can try it. Okay.
Mr.
See.
Mr. Sheshadri, you
Yes,
can
please.
turn off your camera, and then your sound audio will be
Turn
here.
off my camera. Okay. Very good.
Now I am presenting your slide. Can you see your slide?
Yeah. Let me stop my video, please.
Yeah. And then you can just
Okay.
look at the screen. and
Today
tell
I
me-
am not going to. Yeah. I can do that. Say today I am not going to go very heavy on graphs and data and things like that. I just want to build up information in any campus or any complex or any institution. What the participants can do. What participants can do. So first and foremost thing is everyone knows that the place wherever they are, they like to keep it clean and clean and clean and clean. So we with the word clean, we will add one more word, that is green. So wherever it is possible to include green and green elements, we will try to include green elements and get in the benefits. That is, we have nature acting naturally to help all the people who are
What happened?
Thank you.
Can you hear me? Okay, we can. Please, you can go to the next slide, please.
Sure.
You can go to the next slide. The seven elements which are coming. That master slide.
Yeah. I'm showing that slide.
Okay. Okay. Now we have in any place. Suppose you are there in a home, or you are there in a school, or you are there in a college, or you are there in a senior level in an institution or in a university. We always have these 7 elements. You can always keep a note that these 7 elements are natural elements. They are natural elements and they have to be respected. And these natural elements are also called as natural resources. So we give respect and we try to maintain as far as possible to enhance these resources. You can go to the next slide, please. Next slide. I think, can you switch on to the next slide?
Water?
No. Just the 7 of them only. My full talk will be on. My full talk will be on.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, first one is water.
Somebody's phone is on, I think. Could you please, everyone mute yourself except Mr. Sheshadri? Thank you.
Is it? I think is it gone off? Yeah, I think it has gone off. Okay. First one is water. Now this water, I'll be concentrating on the water which we are using, whatever water we are using. So we get the water. Now we get the water naturally through a river, through groundwater, or we get it through a tanker, or the modern way of getting water is through a bottle. So the first and most important thing is the rain. So whenever we have any rain falling on the campus, I'll again repeat, we are talking about how each individual can take care of their place and respect the resources. First is water. So we have got water, we got rainwater coming in. So whenever we have rainwater, we try as far as possible to do rainwater harvesting. If you can't do rainwater harvesting, at least make sure that the water is not wasted and it is going through a pond or a lake or even a well. If it is around, you try to fill up in a well. So first is we try as far as possible to enhance our resources by building up the natural resource. The first one is water, because water is a bloodline. It is something like for everything we require water, right? From morning when we get up till the night time, go to sleep, we require water. Children, they require water. Elderly people, they require water. So water is very essential. So we respect the rainwater. Now, as we go more and more heavier and more important details about climate change, others, we get rain. We get a lot of rain. So we have to be prepared. So whenever the zones are not having rain, whenever we are having dry seasons, we make sure that we are able to catch the water wherever we are getting the water and preserve it for the later use. Okay, first one is, I have told about the water, the clean water, that is the water which we use in the campus or in the home or in a college or in an institution. Next, we use the water and after single use, the water, everyone says the water becomes wastewater. It should not, okay, for you it has become waste, but to the environment, it is still around. It is still around, trying to help out where I can go and water, which field can I water, which toilet can I flush water. So we have got water. So we got water in many forms. Now the first change which I would like all participants and others to keep a note is, see, there is just like use chemical soaps. When you use chemical soaps, you contaminate the water, and water becomes very, very difficult to purify and to clean the water for reuse. So instead of chemicals and chemical type of soaps, we use bioenzyme. You use bioenzyme. I don't know whether you would have heard in your grandmother's stories that in the say about more than say 50 years back, there was no chemical soaps and others. So they used to use soap nut powder, and whenever they used to wash utensils or they used to clean up their face, they will use for utensils, they will use the gobar ka rak, gobar ash, nicely filtered, nicely sieved. It won't leave any scratches, and it is very, very ideal that water, if it is there in the, if the ash is there in the water, it can go to the soil and no harm. So same way, even a grandmother will make sure that she uses chandan. Chandan is sandalwood, cucumber paste, and we use basin, that is flour powder. All this for using washing and others. So all this, so this all if we bring back. So the first water, whatever it is, the waste water can be cleaned up very easily and used for reuse. So the gray water becomes recycled water. So when the water becomes recycled, you have a lot of benefit. So suppose for in one day you are using 300 liters of water in a home. 300 liters means I will say 100 liters per person, 3 persons. So 300 liters for all the uses. And in case you are able to pull out extra water availability by these type of uses, so it'll add on. So your confidence builds up, and you are able to say, okay, I can stay with whatever water resource for a few more days. I am not worried. Otherwise, I'll have to look for borewell water, or I'll have to look for tanker water, buy water here, buy water there, and many problems are there. There are a lot of say habitats and communities where water is a scarce community, a scarce commodity, and we have lot of problems. So water is the most important. So wastewater, we have got STPs, and we have got say other milder STPs, but all these STPs, whichever are being in use, their produces. That means the recycled water should be used back in the campus, used back in the complex, and made the maximum use. Okay, next is I'm coming to waste. I told you that in whatever complex or whatever campus or any colony you are, you try to keep your place as much as possible clean, clean, clean. So you get waste, you get solid waste. Now we talked about wastewater. Now we are talking about solid waste. Okay, solid waste. Now everyone is very, very tech savvy, and they are aware that waste which come out from homes will have to get into 3 or 4 parts. So even a small child will be able to say, I have a green path, I have a red path, I have a blue path, and I have an orange path. Orange path is for medical and biomedical waste. Okay, solid waste. So first waste is bio waste.
Mr. Shishadri? Mr. Shishadri? Just a second. It's 5:46 p.m.
Okay, what's no sound here? Anuja, I'm not listening you.
Yes, yes. So I was just calling and asking him what happened. So they have a major power failure in their society. They were running on generator until now, but even that has failed. So it will take a couple of minutes. Until then, we can take up some questions if anyone has any questions.
Okay, we have Dr. Sumaira Sajid here. I want to open her mic. Yes, hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, hello, Dr. Saiba, how are you?
I'm fine. Thank you very much. What about you? Well, yes, Aram, I can hear you.
We can all
Okay, I
hear
just
you.
want to ask, you are in our session. Can you please ask some question, or you want to say something regarding climate change, regarding women, regarding the atmosphere, the climate we are, and the situations we are suffering here due to climate change?
Okay. I just want to, after hearing all these informations, obviously which are very much around us, and we all know that different type of conditions like temperature and different type of gases which are depleting the ozone layer are actually the main cause of climate change. Um, I just want to ask what we can do as an educationist or from grassroots level. What type of contribution we can contribute to improve this climate, and what kind of different actions we should take from grassroots level to help this atmosphere and climate and ozone to improve.
Okay, Anuja.
See, we
Hello.
do have a lot of solutions that most of the speakers, nearly every speaker has spoken about. कि हमें क्या करना चाहिए? So
Yes,
Yes, हमें क्या करना चाहिए
talk
means
about solutions.
yes, I just want to know that being females, major contribution, how हमारा क्या हो सकता है? What we contribute as females?
मैं ये कहूंगी जो लोग कुकिंग गैस पे खाना नहीं पकाते हैं और चूल्हा यूज करते हैं, वो बेचारे बहुत ज्यादा कोल यूज कर रहे हैं, लकड़ियां यूज कर रहे हैं, और उस तरीके से वो फॉसिल फ्यूल्स जलाकर कर रहे हैं. लेकिन उससे भी बड़ा प्रॉब्लम क्या है कि ये जो पूरी सिचुएशन है ये इंडिविजुअल्स के कारण नहीं हुई है, ये इंडस्ट्रियल लेवल पर जो एमिशंस हो रहे हैं उनके कारण हुई है. आप, मैं या नेपाल भूटान की महिलाएं अगर चूल्हे पे खाना बना रही हैं या डीजल कार चला रही हैं तो सिर्फ उसके कारण ओजोन लेयर नहीं फट गया. जो इंडस्ट्रियल रेवोल्यूशन शुरू हुआ और जो बड़े पैमाने पर फैक्ट्रीज में सब कुछ होने लगा, तब उसका हर एक देश में वो जो इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन का इम्पैक्ट पड़ा, उसके कलेक्टिव रीजंस के कारण ये हुआ है. और जैसे कि कविता ने भी दिखाया था कि ये ओवर द इयर्स हुआ है. जैसे आप देखें कि जब 1950, I think किसी का, can everyone please mute yourself?
What should I consider?
I request you all to please mute yourself. So जो इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन के बाद में ये जो सिचुएशन हुई है वो सबसे खतरनाक हुई है, क्योंकि अब आप देखें, मैं इंडिया की बात कर सकती हूँ। इंडिया में ज्यादातर जो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी है वो कोल बेस्ड थर्मल पावर प्लांट से बनती है, तो हमारी इलेक्ट्रिसिटी डर्टी है। और जैसे उस दिन हमारी बात हो रही थी इरम से, और इरम ने बताया कि वहां पर तो मैं तो सुनकर बहुत ही इट वाज अ शॉकिंग न्यूज फॉर मी कि जब उन्होंने मुझे बताया कि वहां पे बिजली का बिल जो कि लाखों रुपए में आता है, आई कैन नॉट इमेजिन दैट कि किसी घर में लाखों रुपए का बिजली का बिल आता है। सो अगर आपने मतलब ये सोचिए कि अगर आपने इलेक्ट्रिसिटी जो कि एक बेसिक नेसेसिटी बन गई है सबके लिए, अगर आपने वो ही महंगी कर दी, तो कहाँ से कोई अपना ऑफिस चलाएगा, कहाँ से कोई अपना स्कूल चलाएगा, कहाँ से कोई अपना रेस्टोरेंट, घर, कुछ भी चलाएगा, है ना? तो आपने बेसिक हवा खराब कर दी कोयला जला के, आपने पानी पोल्यूट कर दिया, और आपने इलेक्ट्रिसिटी को महंगा कर दिया। अब आप बताइए कि बचा ही क्या रह गया? तो महिलाओं का अगर आप पूछें तो मैं ये बोलूंगी कि महिलाएं और बच्चे, औरतें और बच्चे सबसे वर्स्ट इम्पैक्टेड की लाइन में खड़े हैं, नॉट द मोस्ट पोल्यूटिंग पार्ट ऑफ द पॉपुलेशन में खड़े हुए हैं।
Okay, but
Bhagyashree has a question.
Yes, I can see Bhagyashree has a question. Bhagyashree, you want to say something?
Yeah, I don't have a question. I would like to add.
Yes,
to you
please.
For the okay. Hi Sumaira ji. My name is Bhagyashree. और आप मतलब आपने जैसे बताया कि आप एक टीचर है, तो मेरे हिसाब से सबसे अच्छी बात आप ये कर सकते हो कि एजुकेटिंग योर किड्स एंड एजुकेटिंग योर स्टूडेंट्स अबाउट क्लाइमेट चेंज एंड व्हाट दे कैन डू। सो सबसे बढ़िया चीज अगर औरत होने के लिए हम कर सकते हैं तो वो है कि जो हमारी फैमिली है और हमारे आसपास की फैमिली है, उनको क्लाइमेट चेंज के बारे में एजुकेट करना कि ये दिस इज रियल ओनली, कि इस साल ज्यादा बारिश हो गई इसलिए फ्लड नहीं आए हैं, ये क्लाइमेट चेंज की वजह से हुआ है। सेकेंड थिंग इज जो बेसिक लेवल पे हम लोग जो चेंजेस ला सकते हैं, जैसे हम जब बर्थडे सेलिब्रेट करते हैं तो हम वेस्ट कितना क्रिएट कर रहे हैं, हम प्लास्टिक की प्लेट्स यूज कर रहे हैं क्या, हम प्लास्टिक के कप्स यूज कर रहे हैं क्या, वी कैन अवॉइड दैट, इंस्टेड वी कैन यूज रीयूजेबल, और वी कैन जस्ट से दैट अगर आप बर्थडे सेलिब्रेशन के लिए आ रहे हो तो अपनी अपनी प्लेट लेके आओ, अपना अपना कप लेके आओ। क्यों लेके आए? क्योंकि क्लाइमेट चेंज है, तो ये अपने आप पता चल जाएगा उन लोगों को।
Exactly, I agree.
या दूसरी वेस्ट रिडक्शन पे ये है कि अगर आप मेनिस्ट्रुअल साइकिल के लिए अगर आप सैनिटरी पैड्स यूज कर रहे हो तो मेनिस्ट्रुअल कप यूज कर सकते हो। मेनिस्ट्रुअल कप एक ही होता है, साल भर चलता है, एक पीरियड, बट इट्स रिकमेंडेड दैट यू चेंज 2 years और एनीवेज, तो वो ज्यादा चलता है, और एक महीने में आप जितने सैनिटरी पैड यूज करते हो उतना उनका वेस्ट बच जाता है। तो वेस्ट जो होता है वो क्यों बचाना है, क्योंकि वो लैंडफिल में जाता है और मीथेन इमिट करता है और ग्लोबल वार्मिंग को कंट्रीब्यूट करता है। तो ये सब हम अपने हिसाब से कर सकते हैं, अगर हम मतलब उस नजर से देखें तो हमें सॉल्यूशन अपने आप मिल जाएंगे। Yes, that's it. Thank you. Thank you everyone.
Actually, Sobia Wasim is also with us. She is a housewife. तो उनका जरा माइक ओपन करें, उनसे भी व्यू लें, बिकॉज वो जिस तरह से लाइफ को एक्सपीरियंस करती हैं शायद हम नहीं करते। So she is a social activist as well. So just open the mic of Sobia as well.
सोबिया, आप अपने आप को खुद ही अनम्यूट कर सकते हैं, मैं अभी देख नहीं पा रही सोबिया कहाँ है। Sobia?
Where is Sobia? Yes, she is. Oh my God!
I cannot. I cannot see her. If Sobia, are you in the meeting? I think वो शायद लॉग आउट हो गई हैं, वापस आ जाएंगी। So जैसे कि भाग्यश्री ने कहा about the parties and birthday parties and you know the छोटी चीजें कि हम individually कैसे changes ला सकते हैं. So
sorry to interrupt, Anuja, can you please stop sharing your screen so we can see each other?
I am waiting for Doctor.
I think she's not online right now.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. There is Ruxana as well. She is a businesswoman.
Ruxana.
Ruxana Ibad. Ruxana Ibad.
Yes.
You can unmute yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm very grateful that you invite me in this session. It was very insightful. I can suggest we can change our shampoos and our bars to
Oh yes.
Yeah.
She is running an
shampoo
organic
and
cosmetic
conditioner
brand.
bottles into bars so that we can stop that waste we are creating every month. So that is my suggestion from my side. Otherwise, I don't have any command on this topic.
No, thank you. That's yes, people are saying that अब आप liquid soap या shampoos ना use करें और bars use करें. So I think Mr. Sheshadri has joined again. Mr. Sheshadri, आप हैं यहाँ पे? Sobia has, yeah, Sobia. Sobia, आप अपने आप को unmute कर सकते हैं.
Yes, Sobia Wasim is back.
Yeah, Sobia, बोलिए.
Can we request everyone else to be on mute, please?
Okay, Sobia, hello. Okay, Sobia is a housewife and a very active social activist. ये socially भी बहुत active है, community में भी active है. So let's ask about what changed it. Hello.
Pranay Jadhav, can you please mute your mic? Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Hello. मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
हाँ जी.
Yes,
Yes, we can hear you. Anuja, you can stop sharing now so we can see Sobia on the full screen and then you can share. Yeah.
Sobia, we're not hearing you. Unmute your mic. Just click on mic.
Hello.
Yes. Now we are hearing you.
I'm Sobia from Lahore. आप सबको खुशामदीद है, वेलकम है. और मैंने आप सबकी गुफ्तगू सुनी है. आप लोग ने एक चीज मिसिंग की है जो हमारे लाहौर शहर में बहुत ज्यादा होती है, वो है स्मॉग. जो इस पोल्यूशन की वजह से और इस क्लाइमेट चेंज की वजह से स्मोक को मिस कर गए हैं, जिसकी वजह से बहुत ज्यादा बीमारियां सांस की बच्चों को, हमें. और स्मोक इतना ज्यादा होता है कि यहाँ पे सांस लेना मुश्किल हो जाता है. इसको भी जरा प्लीज आप हाईलाइट करें कि इसके लिए भी हमें क्या करना है.
Anuja will tell you. We have a lot of plans about smoke as well.
Yes,
क्योंकि ये बहुत बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है.
बिल्कुल, मुझे काफी दुख हुआ ये जान के, लेकिन काफी खुशी भी हुई कि कुछ और मदर्स हैं बॉर्डर के उस पार जो लोग क्लीन एयर के लिए चिंता करते हैं. सो हम लोग कनेक्ट करेंगे सोबिया, बिकॉज इंडिया में वॉरियर मॉम्स नाम का एक हमारा ग्रुप है मदर्स का, और हम लोग क्लीन एयर के लिए, अपने बच्चों के राइट्स के लिए ही लड़ रहे हैं कि हमारे बच्चे साफ हवा में सांस ले सके. बस हमारी उतनी ही एक मांग है. और आई एम श्योर कि सरहद के उस पार ज्यादा अलग किस्म का कोई सीन नहीं है. आप सब भी वही पोल्यूटेड एयर में सांस ले रहे हैं. तो हम डेफिनेटली इसके ऊपर साथ में काम करेंगे. और
Anuja, can you hear me?
Yes.
Anuja, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I'll just come in only for 3 minutes.
Oh,
now
yes,
I am
Mr. Sheshadri.
sorry.
No,
I
no,
am able
yes.
to.
हाँ,
No.
हाँ.
Okay. Now I have finished off rainwater and water. Then I finished off wastewater and polluted wastewater and mild wastewater. Second one. Third one, I'm going on to waste in the
Yes.
campus.
हम लोग.
There are two types of waste. Everyone can hear me now?
Yes, I just want to bring your slides back. Sobia, हम लोग फिर से बात करेंगे.
Yeah.
Okay,
Just
no
bring
problem.
that 7 slide. I mean the
Yes.
seven element tabular column type.
I will do that.
Thank you, Anuja. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for joining again and taking.
Okay, I'm
all
already
these
seeing.
efforts. Yes.
I'm already seeing my slide.
Yes.
I will be just speaking.
Yes.
Now, third point is the waste in the campus. Waste. I said campus or campus or complex or colony or a commune or a habitat or a home. You can try to keep it clean. And with clean, you add the word green. Okay. Now we have got solid waste. I will put solid waste into two categories. Mainly, one is bio waste and other is other than bio. One is bio waste and other is other than bio. Bio waste and other one is other than bio. So bio waste straight away, if it is segregated, now we are having this jargon of three bin segregation. That is your green, red, blue, and orange. Green stands for bio and bio waste. Red stands for construction material and other materials which are going as earthy materials. That is your red. And blue will be the recyclable plastics and others will be there in the blue. And the fourth one, which is added up, say about 2-3 years back, is the pandemic type of waste. That is your medical and sanitary waste. So this has to be taken care of in a more cautious way. So bio waste, we coming to it, we go for composting. There are many types of composting. Of course, seniors will be talking about normal pit composting and vermicomposting and so many other types of composting. All we are trying to do, just keep in mind, all we are trying to do is to make sure that our metro towns, whichever is a metro town, have the least waste going per day to the landfill. Because but it's very glaring. I can talk for hours on Delhi and Delhi's landfills. That is your 7 landfills around Delhi. They are like small mounds, 7 mounds on all the 7 directions, polluting the whole of Delhi. Actually, they are the biggest polluter for Delhi. Okay, now we are getting now from the third and fourth point, bio waste and waste other than bio. I'm coming on to the fifth point. That is, we talked about water, we talked about solids. Now we are going on to a little bit on air. So air quality and air quality improvers are very important. So try as far as possible in any campus, complex, or a colony, try to get in as much as possible fresh air from whichever direction. So sometimes if you're there along the coast, you in the coastal cities, they have land breeze and they have sea breeze, and in normal cities they've got breezes and winds blowing with the direction of the various weather and weather conditions. So we try as far as possible to make use of these weathers for your wind directions. Now, in every campus or every complex, we have heat islands. Heat islands means you will always find some areas which are very hot. They don't have any tree, they don't have any shade, and there is absolutely no shelter for anyone. So no one likes to stand over there. So they are called as heat islands. We try as far as possible to keep less and less of heat islands. Now, as a quick measure, in some schools or in some colleges, wherever you have these heat islands, they make it a point to put large pots, big pots with some plants, so that at least those areas, they have, you can say that they have area in which greens are there, and greens, wherever greens are there, the temperature is smothered and brought down to a large extent. And where you don't have greens, the weather is very, very hot, and you will find temperatures are soaring. One very good example is canopied roads. The very, very firm example is Lutyens, Delhi. Those who have been in and around Delhi, they would have enjoyed the New Delhi part. That is where you have the offices and others, where you have canopied roads. That means when you travel on the road, it is totally shadow. You have trees on both the sides, both the banks of the sides of the road, and they join up, and you are traveling in the arc, and you have shelter. So you enjoy a temperature which is going to be something like 7 to 8 degrees less. So these are the things which we watch for, and we like to look for. We try to build for in a complex colony or a say an area, so that we have more and more of that. And wherever you have number of people in the campus, so these trees and others, they help a lot. Okay, next, I'm coming on to the sixth point. This is very, very important. That is actually festivals, celebrations, and events. We try as far as possible, whenever we have any event or any festival or any celebration in a school, college, or an institution, we try to keep it as eco-friendly as possible. And it does two things. One is, it sends out a message to the community that the community respects the environment, respects the water, respects the land, respects the greens, respects the total air around, total birds and others. And you find that this respect is also reflected in the celebrations what you do. Suppose, for example, you have Diwali, and you have the whole Diwali areas, you got complete of crackers, you have blasting of crackers, you have blasting of crackers and other firecrackers, and lot of smoke. So it is not a healthy, healthy climate at all. But suppose now there is a small change, and we are going in for electronic type of lights and electronic type of sounds and others, and these are coming in a big way, and they are trying to replace those types of polluted atmosphere. And you will find that the air will remain more cleaner and more clearer during the Diwali and other festivals. Now, for example, Holi, I'll give you an example. All of you know that during the Holi time, the youth get really vibrant, and they celebrate splashing of colors and splashing of water, splashing of colored water and others. For example, now you all would have experienced in some way or the other, even if you are not experienced, or at least you would have seen your friends or others around going to a beauty parlor. Now, in the beauty parlor, they cover up the face using chandan, this sandalwood paste, or a cucumber paste, or a green tulsi neem paste. Now, suppose you have all these as plain colors in your Holi, we would welcome these colors and these, and we would really enjoy. So that even after the Holi is finished, you will find that all the water which is going and being drained into the environment, They are also healthy. They are also healthy. They are not polluted. You don't find polluted water coming out. You don't find polluted water with carbon or some bad oil and others coming out. You will find healthy, like your basin, chandan, and tulsi. You have cucumber and other greens which are used, and they can be your gulal, and they can be your colors for Holi and Holi festival. Okay, now Ganesh festival, Ganesh immersion or pujas and say puja immersions. You make sure that all the idols are eco-friendly. You have a proper paper mash type of idols, and they go very friendly to the water, and they get absorbed with the water. They get absorbed with the water. As a matter of fact, some of the clay and some of the good soil nutrients, if you make the murtis and the idols with them, the water also gets rejuvenated, and it's very good. Okay, now taken a lot of time. Coming to the last point, I'm going on the renewable energy. So everyone talks about renewable energy, and it's very ideal. One thing is, suppose you have solar PV panel in the house, it saves a lot of money to start with, and it is also eco-friendly, and you'll find a lot of good uses. And renewable energy is always useful, and there are campuses which are purely running on renewable energy, renewable electrics, and they are having no sound, no vibration, and they are eco-friendly. They don't say, suppose for example, the power breaks down and a genset is started, you have genset noise, genset vibration, genset smoke. All those things are avoided when you have solar and solar PV panels. They are so silent, and they help out the community in a large way. Okay, now summing up, I will just say that we try as far as possible to use up all these natural elements and apply. As seniors will apply to the SDGs. So we have got Sustainable Development Goals. You can mark the word Sustainable Development Goal. And nowadays, all the companies and all the corporates and all the organizations, they go for ESG compliance. That is environmental compliance, social compliance, and governance compliance. So now this is also being taken care of, and this is being also kept in mind. And finally, I'll come to one point that is called as environmental performance index of a you can say a site. Now suppose you have a site, and environmental performance of the site, because the site also has got obligation to the environment. The site is being used by the community, so that when you use the site, it is not misused and you don't pollute the environment. And suppose you have some say sites which are very ideal. They energize, they rejuvenate, and they make sure that greens are there, more and more water is purified. So we have certain campus and certain complexes, they rejuvenate environment. So this is what we look for. For example, certain cities, I will put an example of Steel City, Tata Steel City, Jamshedpur. They are very ideal. So environmentally, they are very friendly, very helpful for the whole community and also the environment. Socially, yes, Tatas and others, they really take care of the social benefits and others. And of course, economics, governance and others are being taken care of. Okay, now I conclude, and I will have certain questions and others which are there with the participants. They can ask, and they are free to go ahead with that. Thank you very much.
Can I stop sharing your screen?
Please do that. Thank you, Anuja. Thank you very much. Sorry for the mess up.
Oh no,
I'm actually on my mobile.
Yes. I will actually it was really, just before you joined back, there were ladies from Pakistan who had joined, and they were asking what should we do as women. So you gave a lot of pointers, how can we do celebrations, festivals and events. So of course we need another session for that, and this is just the
Maybe
first.
I will do it. My talk will go on for longer and longer time.
Yeah,
What I mean, I can talk for hours, no problem.
we have just started, and this is our first session, and we will we'll welcome everyone. Now we have Rekha Lalla, and I would like to invite her to share. She's from the Climate Reality Project India. Rekha, you are most welcome. And
thank you, Anuja. I think I'll sign off. Thank you very much. I'll be listening in.
Yes, please.
Thank you very much.
Rekha,
can I share my screen? Can I share my screen?
Yes. And here you can. Rekha was one of the first speakers and participants to join right at the beginning, but thank you so much for patiently waiting. I'm sure it has been a wonderful experience, and we also have really good audience. Yes, Rekha, we can't see your screen yet.
You can't see my screen?
No, as in it's blank. Yes.
Is it
yes.
Clear now?
We can see.
Okay. So I will have all the answers. I have heard about the ozone depletion. I have heard about the climate change, and I would say that yes, everybody said there is some action we need to teach.
Yes.
And action in the part of, so what we have done at a climate, I will not repeat what other speakers have already said about. So I immediately changed my presentation. So I came to what we do in climate change. So we have this green campus program. So we thought, why not teach the students how to change their lifestyle? So I think infrastructure, lifestyle change is required. So that is what we started the green campus program. We went to different campuses, and we thought environmental education should be a part of it, and they should know and make their own carbon footprint. So that is why we started. A lot of schools in overall India has joined climate reality green campus program. We have already given them rating also on the basis, but in that the process, the students know how much they are consuming, what are the natural resources they are consuming, be it waste, be it how they have to segregate, how much of water they are consuming. The same thing they are doing, what they are learning in schools, they are implementing at home also. So we talk about solar, we talk about rainwater harvesting, we talk about waste segregation and composting. So that's how I think we need to move towards the green campuses and connecting with the ecosystem. If that is there in the school itself, I think we have the answers for all. So that is why we started with 5 domains. We talk about energy, biodiversity, water conservation, waste management, and clean air. In that, when we say energy, we talk about solar, reflective rooftops, because I think most of the schools, 90%, they are not AC. So obviously we tell them, okay. And for solar, I think a lot of investment is required. Initial investment is required. So small changes they can have: reflective rooftops, maybe good insulation, orientation toward northeast, shading of north facing windows, air cooling system in the classrooms. And last comes, which is cost effective, that is solar systems which they can install. So this is what the schools have already done. So this is one of the schools in Andhra Pradesh. We have a case study of New Delhi school also. I'm calling from, and I have joined from New Delhi only. So what they have done is they had a daily consumption of 318 units, 86,000 INR bill was there, which was reduced to 6,500 only when they installed the solar in their school. And the load shedding now, during the COVID period, they have already given to the grid as well. So this is the way, saving all the way. And that's what we teach. This school has a huge campus, so they have installed e-rickshaw for the campuses. And the reflective roof tiles, they have painted the white. Even the syntax tanks also are painted white, so that there is small changes. And if you see the creepers, climbers on the building, all the 4 buildings or good circulation, That can be done. A green wall can be created, and open spaces where there is minimizing the hard surfaces, maybe a paved permeable paver can be had, or green mobility, what clean mobility we talk about, the bicycles, we, if there is not much of a space, maybe they can walk towards, or they can have school buses, they can have the metros if there is there, and e-rickshaw in the campuses, and restricted car policy or maybe carpooling. You can see our students, they are monitoring the air quality, and there are so many air quality apps, and which suits your area or your state, you can download. See, this is one student from Pune and another student from Andhra Pradesh, which has they are doing it. So we are teaching them how to combat climate change. We are teaching them how the measures of it. This is bicycle, which schools, most of them schools in Tamil Nadu and South India, they use. Most of them, they have the car, bicycle, they have used. This is the Rajasthani Jali system for air circulation. As I told you, most of the schools are not AC, so they can use that for air circulation, or good AQI in their school. Schools, most of them have CNG buses. So that is what we tell them to do, so that there is less of air pollution. See, we talk about Delhi, and the air is very, very polluted. It is worse, and especially during winters, as ma'am was saying that. This is a building shaft. One was a vertical building, and they have made it. The good practice which they have used was an air circulation, which others also can follow. So we have picked up some good practices, which other schools have already done in the well-lit classrooms. So when the school, we give them the forms and to calculate their own, how much of lux, they use lux meter to see the how much of light they are getting in the classroom. So we teach, start very young, take them young. This is the exhaust, which we say very, very important, because 60% of the students spend their life in schools only. And when they come back at home, I know as a mother also, they're so tired, they don't have the answer. So it is the learning which should happen only in school, not anywhere. And when we say water, water harvesting, rainwater harvesting, recharge wells, wastewater treatment, use of aerator, sensor, faucet, flow restrictor should be there, or recycling of wastewater, even at home also they can do, or drip irrigation, sprinkler system for water they can do, even at a school level. This is a wastewater treatment plant in one of the schools in Chennai. This is wastewater treatment plant in Kanchipuram. One of the schools have done it. So it is not one area. This is permeable pavers, which we tell the schools to use instead of the hard surfaces, because that allows the water to go down and groundwater is recharged through that. These are the rainwater harvesting systems all over Hosu, which the schools have made. It is compulsory for sensor taps in Delhi schools. We have taken different measures which the schools are doing and which they learn and implement in there. These are the rainwater harvesting structures. You can see the pipes, and it is nothing but just a connection from the top to that. Waste installation, when we take we tell them to have vermicomposting or a composting or e-waste or paper recycling unit. Most of the schools in Delhi, they have paper recycling units, which they have attached to their art club or craft club. So whatever paper they make, they use it for making cards or different things, because ultimately that is what it recycled. These are the sprinkler systems. Leaf composting, again, a special class for all the students. They have done it themselves and they really enjoyed it, and they know how to do it. And otherwise, what happens, the Mali always burns these leaves. Yeah. So this is best way to reuse them. So some of the schools, as I think in that also they talked about that using tiffin. So schools have, primary schools have a food system, midday meal system. So they use, the school uses like this. They have a roti maker also, which uses making rotis, and we pack it in that. Even the collecting the plastic bottles, you can see the students taking it from everywhere, and they have made their own school benches like that. And you can see the before and after. So we talk to them and they remove the concretization. And this is a Pune school, Kanyali school, Pune. Since they have converted into a green space. So once we see that pictures, we feel that, okay, we have done something good.
Yeah.
Yes.
So paper recycling, thank you, ma'am. As paper recycling machines, which most of the schools, they have this, and the students enjoy doing that as well. One of the schools is a residential school, so they have their so many cows to take milk from there, and this is a net zero school. You know, each thing, whatever they make, that is used. So the cow dung is used for making manure, milk is used for, and even they use solar cookers for making rice and food for them. And whatever is water is wasted, that is used in their fields to grow their crops. So that's a net zero school. This is composting. You can see different schools pictures which I have used. And biodiversity, as I told you, green spaces creation is very, very important. You can see the school which is so green. We have taken a top picture of that school, and they have their vegetable garden. You can see bottle gourds and brinjals the school students are doing. And whatever they learn from here in the school, they implement it at home as well. Naming the species is very, very important, because I think I also sometimes forget the name of this. So once you keep walking past them, you understand what is the name of that plant. Using creepers, as I told you, this you can see huge creepers. And so I thought, why not do it in my home? Although I don't have a space, like ground space. So I put it in a huge pot, and the creeper took 3 years to grow into a full bloom. So bougainvillea only I use. And they are so nice and good, colorful. I think they have made a huge, and it is so nice also behind that. It is cooling effect it gives in May and June when the hot months are there. So this is what the walk away between the classrooms this school has used, so that they enjoy and walk also, which is good for health, I think. So these are the students which they have made the outdoor classrooms using the plastic bottles. And this is the terrace gardening, which I think we always encourage, that whatever the area is there, you use it for making a garden. So they have made the terrace garden. Audit, why audit is important? Because every time you use the resources, it is very important to see the environmental issue or effect of that. So once the students do it themselves in the school, they realize that what is the importance of this environment. And that is what we do in Green Campus program. So I think national education policy now we have in India, that is also going to change the schools accordingly, and so that they can plan. So this is teachers training also. This I'm doing it. We have in all the states: Delhi, Himachal, Odisha, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Telangana, Punjab. We have online, offline session. We train teachers accordingly. I'll just show you, and these are the content. We give content also. They can use that for use. And I'll show you a video which we compiled by all the SDGs. And this is what the Maharashtra school has done. We have created only for Maharashtra, but rest of the schools are also.
जगाला माहित झालेलं आहे की आता पूर वाढायला लागलेले आहेत सगळीकडे. वेगवेगळी अशी संकट, नैसर्गिक संकटही यायला लागलेले आहेत. या संकटाच्या पाठीमागं मानवच आहे, हे नक्की आहे. आणि त्यामुळं आपण जर जागृत जर झालो नाही, तर भविष्यामध्ये या पिढीला, पुढच्या पिढीला स्वच्छ हवा मिळणार नाही, अनेक संकटांना तोंड द्यावं लागणार आहे.
But the young generation has not given up. These school students are working on making their campus green. The Green Campus program, where students focus on 5 factors to have what most people call a sustainable living. Students grow trees, keep a tab on air quality, and use public transport as much as possible to keep the environment pollution free. And that is not all. They follow No Vehicle Day every once a week. No private vehicles apart from bicycles are allowed in the campus. Students learn uses of medicinal plants and the importance of having birds and insects in the ecosystem.
कॅम्पस 1 आणि 2 मध्ये हरित क्षेत्र किती असलं पाहिजे, तर 50% साधारण असलं पाहिजे. पण आपण भरपूर सारं प्लांटेशन करून ते 70% नेलेलं आहे.
To manage waste better, the campus has separate dustbins for wet waste, dry waste, hazardous waste, and e-waste.
जवळपास आम्ही 3 टन कचरा आणि शेणखतापासून 2 टन प्युअर असं गांडूळ खत तयार करतो.
Students are taught rainwater harvesting techniques to manage and conserve water.
ह्याच्यामधून जर पाणी स्टोअर केलं तर 21 लाख लिटर पावसाळ्याच्या दिवसामध्ये आम्ही पाणी साठवून ठेवू शकतो. जे कन्व्हेन्शनल एनर्जी सोर्सेस याच्यामध्ये जे आम्ही वापरलेले होते त्याची जर आपण इकॉनॉमिक कॉस्ट पाहिली तर जवळजवळ आम्ही 1.5 लाखापर्यंत ऊर्जेचं बिल याच्यामध्ये वाचवलेलं आहे.
Teachers are trained to be climate conscious and they in turn guide students on sustainability measures. However, the program does not stay restricted just to the campus.
प्लास्टिकचं वेस्ट मॅनेजमेंट कसं करायचं, पाण्याचं नियोजन कसं करायचं याबद्दल माझ्या मुलांना मला सांगितलं. शाळेतील मुलांना घेऊन आम्ही प्रत्येक घरात जाऊन याबद्दल माहिती दिली. खूप लोकांना खूप चांगली पटली, लोकांनी आम्हाला खूप चांगला प्रतिसाद दिला. प्लास्टिक त्यांनी बाहेर टाकण्यास पूर्णपणे बंद केलेलं आहे.
Teachers and students talk about the program in their homes and community, gradually spreading the message of conserving the environment by changing our own actions. And hence begins the ripple effect of this program.
For each state, we have a regional programs or regional language and different. So this was only Maharashtra, so that is why we have the regional language. But we have other languages as well. So,
आपने थैंक यू रेखा, आपने बहुत ही अच्छे टाइम पर ये प्रेजेंट किया स्कूल का, बिकॉज हमारी एक एजुकेटर का ये सवाल था कि मैं एक एजुकेटर हूँ, मैं क्या कर सकती हूँ. अब वो उनको इतने सारे आइडियाज मिल गए हैं कि वो क्या क्या कर सकते हैं. और नॉट इवन एजुकेटर, जब आप ऑफिस में जा रहे हैं या फिर आप पेरेंट हैं या फिर आप इंडिविजुअल हैं, हर कोई इनमें से कोई ना कोई आइडिया अपने लाइफ में अपना सकता है and make a difference. That's the most important part, that everyone has to decide and determine to make a difference, because we can't just keep waiting for solutions. You know, we are the solution.
Yes, we are the solution. And I am thankful to all of you, and especially Rekha. I am extremely impressed. और मुझे बहुत अफसोस हुआ कि इतनी सबसे लास्ट में हम इनकी प्रेजेंटेशन क्यों चलाई. Why, अनुजा?
कोई बात नहीं, let's save the.
And there are so many things to do. हम all together we can handle all these problems. हम लोग definitely जो actions हैं उनमें हमारी trainings हैं, हम training शुरू करेंगे. ये हमारा first session था, थोड़ी बहुत ही problems आई, whatever it is, but it's good. और वो how to take a picture, अनुजा वो कैसे लेनी है?
ओके, मैं ले लेती हूँ. मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूंगी कि सारे पार्टिसिपेंट्स प्लीज अपने अपने कैमरास को ऑन कर लीजिए एंड वी विल क्लिक अ कमेमोरेटिव फोटोग्राफ.
बाकी सब कहाँ है?
Yes, sir.
You are taking the pic.
Why do I only see? Okay, for some reason I can only see. Let me change the gallery. Okay, now I can see most of us. So smile. I still have 2 people who have not switched on your cameras. And I shall go to the next gallery. ठीक है, हम सारे आ गए. Okay, so thank you so much आप सब लोगों का कि आप लोग लास्ट तक रुके और आपने सारा सेशन सुना और बहुत कुछ आपने सीखा होगा. और इनफैक्ट मैं ये बताना चाहूंगी इस वक्त की जो आपका जो वीडियो था रेखा, वो सातारा से था और डॉक्टर प्रणय जाधव वो सातारा में ही है. और मेरा जो आप पीछे देख सकते हैं इस साइड में, सॉरी, इति स्किल स्कूल फॉर क्लाइमेट एक्शन. सो इति स्किल स्कूल फॉर क्लाइमेट एक्शन एक इनिशिएटिव है सोशल इम्पैक्ट के लिए, जिसमें हम अंडर प्रिविलेज स्कूल्स को अडॉप्ट करके इम्प्रूव कर रहे हैं और उनको ग्रीन स्कूल्स बना रहे हैं. सो उनके पास जो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर फैसिलिटीज नहीं है, उनके टीचर्स को जो ट्रेनिंग नहीं है और उनके स्टूडेंट्स को जो स्किलिंग और ट्रेनिंग मिस हो रही है, हम वो उनको सब सिखाएंगे आप सब लोगों की मदद से. और वो जरूरी नहीं है कि हम सिर्फ इंडिया में करें, हम वो हर जगह करेंगे, बिकॉज वी नीड
definitely Anuja, we will collaborate with you as women can do. or we will definitely start these programs, and especially Rekha ji initiative is Zabardast. I will bring her initiative to Pakistan, और ये पाकिस्तान में भी आके हमें guide करेंगे यार do this, ये करो, ये करना चाहिए. So it's great work, Rekha ji. I'm really impressed once again.
Thank you.
And definitely together we can.
Yes, we can, and we
लिखा हुआ
will.
देखा है, but first time we will do it. Inshallah.
We
We
believe
need to
together we
thank-
can, and we will.
Absolutely. And I think we need to thank Anuja, thank everybody, all who spoke here, because that was really wonderful. So thank you so much. Mr. Sheshadri also, and all the others have contributed.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you
Yes,
so
thank
much.
you, Mr. Sheshadri. You've been, doing this for many years. जब maybe हम लोग school में थे, college में थे, so उस समय तो हमें कुछ ज़्यादा पता भी नहीं था. But we are happy to learn from all of you, and the youngsters who are the future generation. Please keep working in the right direction.
My humble request is, for example, Rekha ji's PowerPoint presentation is an ideal, principles to practice, and mine is also a sort of practice to principle, and both these will form a basis for green elements or green practices in whatever you call it. You call it a campus, you call it a colony, you call it a commune, whatever it is. So these most ideally, whoever is interested can take it up in a low way, in a middle way, and higher way. They can take it up. All the best to you all.
We should actually, I propose that on behalf of ITI School for Climate Action, we should prepare a climate action for schools, colleges, and homes as a manifesto, and we can work together with you to prepare that, because people are always asking, like many people asked today, hum kya kar sakte hain, what can we do? So we can tell them, because fighting with government and for policies is a bigger thing, but this we can all do and feel good about ourselves.
Anuja, we can start online schools as well.
Yeah,
We can start online training as well.
Yes, we can.
We can start online campuses.
Yes, and this was our first introductory session, and we are really grateful कि आप सब लोग at last minute invitation
and
पे
one
आ
more
गए.
thing, solutions themselves come from individuals. Now we were just discussing say a few years back about RO system. RO system wastes a lot of reject water. They're saying what to do with the reject water. So I said put it back into the system. So it worked very well. I hope you understand.
Yes, and as I'm part of the Water Resource Council, we actually do not promote RO system, because we believe that RO rejects a lot of good minerals. So we ask people कि आप फिटकरी डाल लो, or you can put regular UV UF water. First test your water जहाँ पे भी आप रह रहे हैं, and then based on that recommendation comes. But people, they put RO system even if they don't have the need, because they say, if I move to another place after 2-3 years, then what if? So in that what if, they would rather buy. And it's a waste that people don't make sensible decisions, like Nixon said.
I think what we do is let's pick this up for our next session, guys. So I think we just
Yes,
we will see you all again, and we will have a
talk can go on and on.
Thank you so much. Yes, absolutely.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you, everybody. Take care. I think the team can just remain here, but guys, thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thanks. Bye-bye.